Iran's leaders routinely call for Israel's destruction, not with Donald J. Trump. Believe me. I like you too.
All right, the president making it very clear when it comes to Iran, no friend of his, no friend of Israel, no friend of the Middle East peace process, no friend of really anybody's. But to hear the media reports on this trip, including those very comments, well, he's not doing that great a job. Again, that depends on who you do, because it loses sight of the fact that he got $100 billion plus of business deals with the Saudis, expanding economic commitments with the Israelis, and growing optimism, he says, that he just might be the president to help score an Israeli-Palestinian peace deal. Whether any of that's doable, it's all good intentions, all good contracts, all good money. So where is at least some of the good press? The former Pentagon official, Dr. Makovsky. Michael, what do you make of it?
First of all, I thought overall the big picture here is that I thought the president had an excellent trip because for all his image as a disruptor, he's really brought a restoration of close, strong ties to our traditional Israeli and Sunni Arab allies who for really during the Obama 8 years were really in the wilderness. And I think that's important not only just for them and because of what it means for Iran, but it also reverberates across the world because I think the message is to our allies and our enemies in other parts of the world, there's a president that's going to stand by his friends, America's traditional friends, and oppose our enemies.
You know, Michael, much has been said, you know, Mr. President, you should have spoken out more against how the Saudis treat women and how they crack down on dissidents and all of that. But he seems to have calculated and registered the fact for whatever their ills and problems, there are bigger problems I need them on, and bigger problems I need them to address, and bigger problems I need to address, including Iran, including what's going on in Syria with Assad. What did you make of that approach?
I agree with that. I'd say I think there were two clear messages in his two key themes in Riyadh and in Jerusalem. One, anti-terror of the Shia and the Sunni variety, and that means the Iranians on the Shia side, ISIS, and others on the Sunni side. And the other one is Iran, that we're going to re-oppose Iran, not just because of their chief sponsor of terror, but because they're the biggest destabilizing threat to the region, and of course not just what they do on the ground, but with their nuclear program. You could only tackle so many problems at one time, and I think the president really had the right priorities here. Real quickly, Michael, if the president were to formally do what he has stated he would do and rip up this Iranian agreement, he and his people have been arguing there's actually no formal written agreement anyway to rip up, but play through the fallout of that. Yeah, I don't think that's what he's going to do, and I don't think that's what he should do. I thought the deal was, I agree with the president, the deal was terrible. It's one of the worst deals that we've done in a long time in recent memory. But practically, we've given the deal, or as you're right, it's really a plan of action. It wasn't a signed deal. But the agreement gave Iran all the goodies at the beginning. So if we rip up the deal, the Iranians could pocket all the goodies and then accelerate their nuclear program. I think what we got to do, and which I hope the administration will do after they conduct their internal policy review, is confront Iran first on non-nuclear issues in the region, show that there's a new sheriff in town, push back against the Iranians on the ground and on the seas, I may add, and against their ballistic missile program. Only after we've restored our credibility in that way, then I think we should tackle the nuclear program.
Well put. Michael, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we've learned a lot since everything went down in Manchester, England last night, and particularly about the role the social media played, not in a bad way, in a good way. Parents using social media to locate family members, to find out for good or ill where their children were, are, and way beyond that. To FBN's Tracy Grasco now with all the details. Tracy.